Most excellent. Congratulations, everybody, for a second season of Single Drunk Female.
Thank
Yes. Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you.
So terrific. I mean, it's for some unknown reason, I thought it was just all about Samantha, but it's actually all of you guys, and it's all about you guys on the show too. But let's hear it from you folks first on what makes you think that Single Drunk Female on Freeform is a success. Who wants to start?
I think it's our recipe of, like we were saying before, the recipe of both the levity and the darkness. I think both of those things are really important to show the sobriety journey, and having those different levels of something that just cuts right to your heart, and then the next second it's just a great comedic moment. I think there's a recipe for that it gives you all the feels, everything you need.
I want to piggyback off that and say that gives us so much breath to get into the ensemble nature of the show. And when you look at all the different lenses, it's like people can find themselves in any one of these characters. You have Sheedy's character who's going through such a lovely journey of not only figuring out her dating and relationship, grief, and then having to be a parent and learn about her child, her kid, who is now an adult. There's just something for everybody. There's a character for everyone and for every different path that you may be going through, whether it's on a sobriety journey or adjacent to. So that's what I think is the good mix.
Yeah, I do also think that it is, just the accuracy of it, where it's like, yeah, we are going through very terrible situations, but these are very funny people going through those situations. So it's like, why wouldn't you, bring that to light? I feel like enough people have watched this show and then shown it to friends of theirs and been like, hey, this is what I'm talking about. This is what my life is like. And so could you please not treat me as somebody who is sad all of the time, but someone who, is just dealing with a disease rather than someone who, needs to be coddled their entire life.
And I do enjoy the ensemble because the fact is that we're tackling serious subject matters and comedy at the same time. So how do you folks actually balance it, get into that mindset of both, trying to be funny and trying to be serious at the same time?
I mean, I want to, if I may, take the word try out of it almost, because it's like real life is funny as a default, right? And so I think that all of us just look for the honesty, and then by default, it becomes funny. Like there are times where I'll say a line, and then all of a sudden people are laughing, and I'm like, oh, okay, that felt real for me, but okay, y'all laugh. Okay, great. Like it just works out that way because the writing's so good.
And I think for me, when I'm in these moments of kind of getting to this darkness or this heart or this depth, I think very naturally, a lot of people are like this, and I think I'm like this, where there's a level of, ooh, but don't show that. Let me say something to make it funny and break the ice. And I think that's actually very true for how people interact and how people really share what's going on in their life, And so I know for me, that was kind of an internal dialogue there of when I was feeling these moments that were getting to this place. Then it was like, and feeling that, not running away from it, feeling that for the audience and the camera, but also what's the realistic quip that this person would do or say in this social interaction to make it seem normal, right? So that was kind of a balance in my head that I was playing with.
Yeah. Did you?
I was going to ask I was going to ask a question to you, Garrick.
Please, sure. Yeah, go for it.
Specifically. I did watch the series, and Garrett, I was cheering for your character so much of James, and he went into that darkness. Tell us about going into reverse 180 for that character.
It was definitely nerve-wracking for sure, because I was told at the beginning of filming that this was what I was leading towards. And so pretty much just thinking about the self-sabotage angle, where it's just like, okay, so, you know, get into the mindset of someone who is going to try to ruin things that are good. Try to figure out who I am through, you know, failure. And that kind of fear of failure. No. That fear of success, rather, because in that comes some weird form of failure. So I might as well just fail first before it can be out of my hands. And so that was definitely very nerve-wracking, very, very true to life, because I feel like I do kind of the same thing sometimes. Rather than, you know, self-sabotage, I will definitely just expect the worst. And so when good things happen, I'm like, oh, sure, but I don't really deserve it. But okay, let's go with that.
Lily Mae, you know, your character is that fun best friend in Felicia. I wish I had that best friend, but you know, but for the second season, she kind of how can you say, start to be developing friends with everyone else, and you seem to developing a boyfriend in that season. Talk about the change of the trajectory for your character.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's very important for me as an actor and an activist in a way when it comes to media and all of this, of to really get out of just that best friend territory, right? And to show the depth of this best friend that really is a great friend and so fun, but what's really going on in her head and in her life and in her intimate relationship too. And I, you know, especially with the Dr. P character, it really just gives an opportunity to have a little peek behind the curtain and maybe show a little insecurity on her part and show a little vulnerability on her part. And I think too, you know, a big part of it with hanging out with everyone else is like, Sam is on this new chapter, this new path again of finding this higher power. And, you know, I think there's a scene too where, you know, I'm like, ooh, who wants to do anything, you know, between the two of us. And I think there's a healthy parting in this way of like, you need to figure out your stuff. I'm here when you need me, but go fly free, little bird. And with everyone else, you know, it's a small town. I'm from a small town in Massachusetts, and people our age who are still around, like, it's a small place. So we're gonna see each other. We're gonna see each other at the same bar. You know, we're gonna be dating the same people and see each other at the salon, and you know, so I think it's only natural from the small townness of it all that especially Felicia and Britt, you know, becoming friends officially.
Yes.
And even Felicia and James running into each other at the game store, you know, it's like all very sudden. And same with Joel and James becoming friends too, you know, it's a small place. And you know, just slightly out of the hustle and bustle of like a cool college town, right? So I think that's a big part of it.
Most excellent. And I did save Sasha one question for you too, because you know, I was watching your character. I was going, no, Joel is not a good fit for you. So but you know,
was I not a good fit for him? Yeah.
But you also have a different change for season 2. So could you talk about that and premiering your new hairdo too?
Yes. Right off the bat, not only does Britt get divorced, she also divorces her hair. Felicia gives her a new short like crop do, and it's I mean the epitome of like a woman, you know, changing and sort of finding herself and finding freedom. And she experiments with different, you know, hairstyles throughout the season, which I think one is so true to Black women for me. yeah, the divorce is something that she does have to grapple with because she hasn't told her parents. She's still pretending with Joel, played by the amazing Charlie Hall, that they're still buddy and friends and it's all going to be okay. And she's sort of putting a lid on it throughout season 2, and you can see it start to bubble through the bad choices that she makes, you know, starting to steal and sort of keeping her feelings away from her friends and acting like it's all okay. But yeah, she's definitely finding herself this season. And I think that's a strong, fun journey. I can't wait for people to see it.
Well, this season 2 is certainly going to be fun. And I love you. I love all you guys. And thank you for this conversation. Hopefully we'll have a season 3, another 700 days more sobriety.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
for everyone. So, hey, thank you very much for speaking to us about a single drunk female. And Lily, thank you for doing that Boston accent. I can't replicate.
You're welcome. What can I say?
She holds it down. She holds it down.
Benevolent goddess. It's just like, you are welcome for this Boston accent. I do it so well, right?
Thank God all my uncles and aunts still have it. That's the only reason I got it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.